Welcome into the stream. My name is Graham Day. I'm joined by Milo. Hi, Milo. Hi. And also Bibby. You know, Bibby's here as well for the video game content. It's what we do. But we are Ice Cream Uploads, and we are back for the Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. We are here. Where are you going? Where are you going? the camera's this way. Milo, this way. There you go. It's like, I don't want to be on TV. No, not on the interwebs. Yes, we are back with our daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond, bringing you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games, plus our thoughts and impressions. But over the next hour or so, we want to hear your thoughts and impressions on the news that we have, and then your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's kind of how the whole thing works. So if you are in the stream, please do feel free to get involved. We have just gone through the pre-show, so we're going to get straight into things right now. Pre-show? I hear you say, question mark. Yes, we are live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads, where we record this podcast each and every single weekday-ish at 10 a.m.-ish. Once again, it's another 2-scoop week when we thought we were getting a 3-scoop week. But goddamn. It's important, though, that if you are in the stream, if you are watching on Twitch, that you do make sure you get involved, because the live stream is turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify and Amazon Music and Google Play. That is a lot of places where over 200,000 people have watched and listened to this podcast on demand. So please do feel free to get involved, because they get to watch it whenever they want, but they don't get to get involved in the chat, and you guys can do that on their behalf. So if you are in the stream, hi. You could do what Viv's just done and redeem the early bird loot for 1 sprinkle. It won't get him anything. He's just wasted a sprinkle. But he's redeemed it. That's the point. So yeah, for anyone that may have noticed that Tito's done it, I mean, you're all losing your sprinkles. Get out of here. So yeah, when we announce it, basically we have the early bird loot thing here. So when we're doing a stream and we've got something to give away, we won't tell people in advance. We'll just be like, who's in the stream? Who wants a giveaway? Nice, let's do a giveaway, and then we'll give something away, and everyone that's in and redeemed the 1 sprinkle thing, it's only you guys that get a chance to get in it, because we realise that, you know, bots and people that don't really care can drop in when you advertise a giveaway, but if you just do an early giveaway, then the people that are actually there supporting your channel get the prizes. So yeah, that's what we've done that in for. So just to confirm, there is no early giveaway right now, but you know it's there. Nice. Mm-hmm. Viv says daily-ish. Exactly. Mecha Robots, hey everyone, on my lunch. I thought I'll pop in for a bit. Hi, dude.
How are you doing?
Question, what are you having for your lunch, Mecha Robots? I don't really care either. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. A couple of reminders before we jump into the content, though. Shout out to our sponsors, GT Omega. We talked about it the other day. GT Omega have got some brand new versions of their Pro Series chair, Gen 2. Check that out. They do sponsor our channel. They do provide our chairs, like the Zio chairs that me and Bibby on, and the Pro Original Series XLs, obviously, in the studio. So shout out to those. But also feel free to check out our other sponsors, Astro, Logitech G, and all the rest of the homies. We would appreciate it very much if you could use our codes, our affiliate codes, sponsor codes, partner codes, whatever you want to call those things, because they help keep the likes and mics on our channel, whilst also getting you a discount on those products too. So please feel free. If you're after a new headset, a new chair, a stream camera, some stream lighting, any of that sort of stuff, check out our Discord, because we have discount codes for all of those within there. And one final bit of selling before we get into the show. Obviously, it's not really meant to be a sell, but if you do sub to our channel, we do a monthly giveaway, which is coming back up again. I think it might even be this Monday coming, is the next loot drop. We give away a prize to everyone that's a sub-ish. We give it to one person, but everyone that's a sub is included in the prize draw, and that happens on the first Monday of the month. So anyone that is a sub on Monday at 3 p.m, I think it's this Monday. Let me just double check.
Let's have a look. No, it's not.
It's next Monday. Fuck. Okay, anyone that's a sub next Monday at 3 p.m. will be including the loot drop on your bag of prize. We don't know what it is yet, but we'll find out, and we'll tell everyone in the Discord. Nice. Do you give prizes to the DOMs too? No, just the subs. Sorry, mate. Not the DOMs. The DOMs, I mean, they're already in charge. They don't need nothing else. Technically, who would be DOMs? I mean, I suppose we do. Tito would be a DOM. He's got a mod sword. Doesn't use it very well, doesn't, turn up on time. P Honey.
Never here.
Yeah, exactly. P Honey is the true #1 mod. So, yeah. Slide over to the split screen. I'll read, Pip.
Hello, Graham. Welcome in.
You're right.
I am. Never better. It's Friday.
It's Friday then, instead of Sunday. What? Anyway, speaking of Friday, do stick around because at the end of the show, we'll go through a bunch of news articles now. That's what the scoop is. If you don't know what it is, we talk about the news. As mentioned, the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. And we always end up on a Friday with Free Game Friday. So if you want something free, we'll tell you what you can bag right now for free. Say right now, being about 40 minutes-ish, 50 minutes-ish, because it'll be at the end of the show. That's kind of what we've just said. But you get the point. So we'll talk about that. Plus, we'll talk about a few other stories. We're going to kick things off because Tito's a massive PlayStation fanboy talking about PlayStation. But it's not good news. PlayStation has decided to raise the prices of PS Plus by 35%, a whole third, because that's how inflation works. And they've decided that they're going to defend that decision. So we're going to look at what the increase is and why they feel it's justified. We'll then talk about some dashboard updates that are coming to PlayStation as well. We'll jump over to the Xbox side of the conversation for probably some more generally exciting news, which is the Xbox Partner Preview. That took place a couple of nights ago, and there was some really cool content released for Xbox and beyond gamers, so stick around for that. And then we'll talk about what games are coming to Xbox Game Pass in April, so free-ish games before we get to free games in Free Game Friday. So sit around. But Mr. Bibb,
Yes,
do you have PS Plus?
I most certainly do, Graham.
Do you pay for your PS Plus?
I most certainly do, Graham.
Are you happy that you're going to spend 35% extra on that next time?
I'd need to find the details, Graham.
Well, I've got you covered. Nice. Tom Ivan at VGC says, Sony has defended its decision to raise PS Plus prices by up to 35%. And the tagline says, quote, "We have to look at our pricing and we have to adjust to market conditions." Sony has attempted to justify a decision to raise PS Plus prices by up to 35% last month. The move saw the cost of 12-month subscription plans for the service's essential, extra, and premium tiers rise by £10 to £20. It does give the price in dollars and euros, but I'm English, so I'm ignorant. That's £10 to £20, and that's it. Anyway, depending on the chosen membership plan. Sony Interactive Entertainment Senior Vice President and Head of Global Marketing Eric Lempel was asked to explain the prices hike in an interview with Barron's via Reset Era. Quote, "We want to make PlayStation Plus great," he said. "With our reboot last year and introducing the tier system, a lot of consumers have recognized that there's a lot of value in PS5. Quote, like practically everything else in the world, we have to look at our pricing and we have to adjust to market conditions. I'm happy to say, unlike a lot of other subscription services out there, we haven't touched the PlayStation Plus pricing for 85% of the world in many years. So this was the first time we did something there." Microsoft also raised prices for its rival subscription service Game Pass in July, although the increases were relatively small. The monthly price of Game Pass console subscription rose from I'll do it in pounds, £7.99 to £8.99, while Xbox Game Pass Ultimate price increased from £10.99 to £12.99. Lempel was asked for his thoughts on Game Pass and Microsoft's strategy of adding first-party titles to the service at release, which Sony doesn't do with PlayStation Plus. Quote, "It comes down to what you're going to get in the service in terms of the type of the game and quality of games," he said. "I can't comment on what the competition is doing, but with us, we feel we're offering great curated games, a great curated games catalogue, as well as other features and services with PlayStation Plus. Also, we give you the options with the 3 tiers to engage as much or as little as you want, depending on what you'd like to do." It's a very different offering, but it's one that's resonated with customers. Since we introduced consumers, he says, not customers, all the same thing. Since we introduced the tiers, we've seen a third of the Plus user base adopt the upper 2 tiers, which was more than we had expected. Okay, we'll stop there. We get the idea. PlayStation feels, do you know what? We've not touched our prices in some regions for a long time. So we're going to put the prices up. Everyone's putting their prices up. Inflation, is a bit higher than usual. Inflation's, what is it? It's probably somewhere between 5 and 12%, which is quite extreme. But we're in an extreme world. Extreme prices of inflation. Everything's going up. So we'll put our prices up to match that 12%. And then times it by 3, almost 35% price increase. Is that extreme? Is that cash in? Is it overdue and they're just getting some of the money back? What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, when it obviously comes down to money, the first thing you think is obviously, you greedy bastards. Like, there's no need for this. there's a small problem being that we don't actually know how many people are subscribed to each of these tiers, because I'm guessing they're upping it because there is actually people that are signing to all 3 tiers. Like, I'm still is it classed as extra, PlayStation Extra, the bottom one, just so
Essential.
you can play online? Essentials, that's the one. I'm just subscribed to Essential. I've got no interest in playing any or streaming any of the games that are on the premium tier. There's just, I'm not in a position at this moment in time, not financially, but to be investing time into playing the games that are on there. Obviously, because I am subscribed to Xbox Game Pass, I have the ability to be able to browse all their catalog and play the games that are on there. There's no need for me to have both. So when it comes to the PlayStation side of things, I'm on Essential. I'm happy with that. But I'd love, which they're never going to obviously show us by the way, how many people have actually been with Essential and then either moved up or moved all the way up to the premium version, because they must have some data to go, okay, well, if we actually start charging this, we're going to make this amount of money. Because they wouldn't just do it out. For me, I don't think that they would just do it out of the blue without any kind of data in the background to show that it would be a good idea. Because obviously they need to take this to their stock. What are they called?
Shareholders.
Yeah, shareholders. That's it. I was going to say financial backers. They need to take it over to the shareholders and go, okay, this is what we're going to be doing. This is how we can make you more money. Is this a good idea? Obviously, because they don't want them to pull out their investments or cash out or blah blah blah. Like, I think that they have something here. And that's just not me siding with PlayStation. I don't believe that they would have done it without that information first. It's a couple of quid. Like I think it's completely justified. And if you go back to the episode where we actually talked about Game Pass actually getting a price hike, I think it's still worth the money. I think I said something along the lines of, even if they charged £5 more for this service, you'd still feel like you were robbing them. Like, that's how good value for money that subscription service is, compared to things like trying to watch Netflix in 4K now. I think is about 23 quid a month. It's outrageous. Sky is about £90 a month if you want movies and some any of the sports channels. Like, all of the subscription models are going through the roof, but I still think that even if you are subscribed to PlayStation Premium, if you have the time, you could definitely find your investment into signing up for that package. When it comes to video games, I feel like even if, like I've just said then, subscribe to the most expensive one, if you have the time to invest into getting the most out of it, you absolutely will. So a couple of quid for this, I don't see the problem in it at this moment in time. Obviously, we are in
Bits in it.
An economic crisis at this moment in time, so people might not have it. Which is a shame, but in terms of them being in business, I still think it's good value for money. I'll say the same thing with Xbox as well.
Yeah, I mean, my issue is the level of the increase with any of this. I have the same issue with Twitch putting their prices up by a third or almost 50% for Twitch Turbo, and giving no justification for the reasoning. Oh, just things are costing us more, so we're passing all of that cost on to the customer. Business does that. Obviously, they pass things on to the customer so that they can stay afloat. That's the point of business. You take money from the customer to benefit yourself. That is business at its core. But that level, nobody in the world believes that PlayStation has been out of pocket and has been losing out on money. Chappers!
ICU sub prices sky high after 942% increase.
Absolutely 942% increase. And that's just for now. Next month, woo! But yeah, nobody believes PlayStation's been out of pocket. Nobody would sit here and go, I think PlayStation have been actually, taking a bullet for us these last 2-3 years, with the prices. So yeah, they've definitely put the prices up now just so that they can earn too. I made a joke before we went on air. They sponsor the UEFA Champions League, which is one of the most expensive tournaments to sponsor in the world, and do so consistently and happily, and all the TV spots around that. PlayStation clearly are making money, and lots of it. So to put the prices up by 35% is contrary to what PlayStation would have done when they were on PS3. 100%. And you cannot have me believe that they are just adjusting to market conditions. Market conditions are not 35% increases. That's you adjusting to different market conditions to what that implies. Adjusting to market conditions means, supply chains, logistics are a bit more expensive, this, that, and the other. So costs for the end user are going up. So we have to put our costs up. That's what you're relying on. What you mean is the market has seen some increases from multiple parties, including the likes of Netflix in different markets and so on, and they've got away with those increases. So we want a bit of that pie. So we like those market conditions where we can get a bit of extra cash. So I don't begrudge them earning their crust like everyone else does, but a 35% increase, just like anything else, like the Twitch one, I dislike. I'll probably end up paying it. Is what else am I going to do? Not play PlayStation games, kind of thing? I'll have to play it. I have to pay it. But I begrudge that level of increase because you can't tell me that they're like fucking scrimping penny and diming their way through Game Pass, because they are earning tons on every level of it, essential, extra, and premium. So yeah, it doesn't paint a good picture. It's not good guy PlayStation like it used to be. It's for the payers. We keep making that joke. But I do believe it is good guy Xbox and for the payers PlayStation at the moment, because Xbox need more users and are going about it. PlayStation have the users, so need to squeeze the money out of them to get any further, and that's where we are. PlayStation, and I feel like it smells of that is where we will continue with PlayStation. Whilst they're on top, they are making hay when the sun shines. They're making as much money as they can whilst they're up there, and whilst they continue to remain there, that will continue to be their modus operandi. So them putting their prices up doesn't surprise me. Them putting their prices up by such a large amount doesn't surprise me. Sadly, that's not the PlayStation that we all fell in love with. That's the PlayStation that we are in a relationship with, though, which is just kind of is what it is. Is what it is. Painful, but it is what it is. Okay, let me go back. It's Friday, so I thought, fuck it, have a chopstick. So I picked salt and pepper chicken caramel chicken with egg fried rice. That sounds fit. I was crafty and bought 3 years of Game Pass for £87, but PS Plus I buy early on Black Friday. Since then, announced the price increase, PS Plus has been average. Do you know what? I did the same thing. I bought 3 years of Game Pass for, it was a bit more expensive. I did it like after they got rid of the super cheap offer, but then when they put the new super cheap offer that's almost quite as cheap, Viv shared it in the Discord about a month ago, and I did it then. And yeah.
How much did it cost you?
It was about 100 quid, give or take. Maybe about 90 quid, 95-ish. I can't remember the exact price. But yeah, you basically get 3 full years and you end up like, it's like 1 month under 3 years or something. It proratas to or something. I can't quite remember, but I don't have to think about it for the next 3 years, which was winner. Yeah, exactly. My Xbox Game Pass Ultimate had dropped off, and there's a lot of stuff like Starfield and things that are out there that I can play over the next 3 years. So the 90 quid, knowing that I've got the freedom to pay that over 3 years, would have been cheaper than it would have been for me to just go randomly, oh, fuck it, we'll get Game Pass this month for 17 quid or whatever it would be. So wins. Same sort of tiers as Xbox Core, Game Pass, and Game Pass Ultimate. So Essential is get access to free games every month and being able to play online and all that sort of stuff. Extra gives you access to some game libraries every month, and Premium gives you access to like retro games and new games and stuff. So it's kind of, but they've got 3 levels of access. Premium just doesn't speak to me because I don't really play that much retro games and so on, so not so much. But also I think Premium has like more PS5 stuff on it, so new stuff goes onto Premium as well as the old stuff. So yeah, it's too gatekeeper for me to consider. PlayStation Plus 3 games have been poor lately. I just have PS Plus Essential for online play. You do get bonuses on games though too. There was a couple of good ones and good air quote, like Dead Island was free on it, right? Or something. Maybe it wasn't. But so it has been up and down. I agree. I don't feel like PS Plus it has particularly endeared itself to people over the last 12 months. They've split out what was a really simple system into, like, I only know the names of them because when Bibby was talking about it, I looked at the article which named out Essential, Extra, and Premium. Without that, I'd have been, it's PS Plus, Basic, PS
Tier
Plus.
1.
Yeah, exactly. So bronze, silver, gold. We all know what they're kind of going for, but nobody wants to use bronze, silver, gold because bronze means third place, so nobody wants to be third place. You want essential. So essentially stuff that you need to have. Bronze, you don't need to have. Extra is everything that you need to have, but better. And it's like it's the weird crap of like not wanting to structure things that can be seen as negative, but things change over time. So just call it 1, 2, 3, bronze, silver, gold, that sort of shit. We all know what you're saying.
Well, Game Pass did the same thing. Well, to say Game Pass, Xbox Live did the same thing, didn't they? Because they used to have silver membership, which was like just your standard, you're not paying for it, but I think you could still go into one-to-one chat with someone. You couldn't do the party chat, and then you bought gold, which meant that you could play online, you could do the party chat and stuff like that. It was very simple, very, very simple for the time.
Speaking of
me trying to remember it now isn't.
Speaking of very simple, hi Drew. Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Thank you for the happy birthday, Bitty. Nice, you love to see it. Chappers, thank you for 40 months as well. ICU sub prices sky high after 942% increase. Well, we're PlayStation boys, what can we say? Also, PS Plus Essential free games last month when they announced the price increase were garbage, like Saints Row. See, that's the thing though, like Saints Row's not terrible, but a lot of people didn't like it, so I get the point from that. We have a little bit of a difference of opinion there, but we have worked on Saints Row games in the past, so some of that affinity probably rubs off on us as well. So you have to take our opinions on that with a pinch. So we're quite open to the idea of Saints Row. It wasn't the greatest game in the world, but it was a solid 8 out of 10. But for a lot of people, Saints Row being a solid 8 out of maybe a 7 out of 10 is not what Saints Row should be, so therefore it's instantly a kind of a negative. It's a lost opportunity, so naturally understand that. The quality of games on Game Pass is pretty decent. It is, the only thing there though is, it is, but from a legacy sort of standpoint. Obviously, if you ignore Starfield, and you've had Game Pass for 3 years, you've probably played a little bit of everything there that there is to eat now. You kind of sat at the table going, oh, what else are we going to eat now? So there is a bit of that. But for someone like me, who has been, well, let's face it, apart from PUBG and a couple of other games here and there, just PUBG over the last few years, I've got the entire Xbox library. For someone like me, Game Pass is a phenomenal opportunity. So if anyone's getting an Xbox this Christmas, having PlayStation for the last few years and looking at it going, do I pay 35% extra for PS Plus, or do I get some sort of mega discount and get Xbox for the next 3 years and go back and play Forza Horizon and play fucking... Did Forza Motorsport just launch, or was that like... Did I just...
No, I think Forza Horizon was the last one. I don't think Motorsport's out yet.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I just saw Spike on and someone playing Forza earlier in the week, so I was like, did I miss the launch of that?
If it has, then I have as well. It's completely passed me by.
So, but anyway, there's a ton of games on there that I could enjoy. If that's your mechanism of enjoying games, then it's not been the greatest year. So we were talking about it just the other day. Starfield has kind of saved Xbox's year in that sort of sense. Beyond Starfield, you've got Hi-Fi Rush, and beyond Hi-Fi Rush, there's very little to shout about for Xbox's content. But it's not put its prices up by 35%. I mean, it has gone up by a touch. What sort of percentage is £11 to £13? It's less than 20% anyway, so it's probably half the increase on that. So, yeah. PlayStation new slim PS5 console costs more now on top of buying the disc drive, which then makes it more expensive than buying the physical version of the Slim. Yeah, in 3 years, Gray might actually turn his Xbox on and use an app other than Twitch. Hey, to be fair, this Xbox has never used the Twitch app. It's my Xbox One S downstairs that uses the Twitch app all the time, which I used just yesterday. So yeah, this one, what did I last play on it? I played some recently. I can't remember what it was. I don't know. Chapper says dog. Yes, he's Danielle's not in the house. So when Danielle's not in the house, Milo, at that point, will come back into this room and sit on me. He's very Danielle orientated. So what he's doing is sitting and looking towards the door behind me over there, just in case he hears a noise so that he can run out. He'll eventually get bored and then lie down and go to sleep, which he was doing then, but he must have heard a noise, so he stood up and thought, they're home. And now he's like, they're not home, but I'll stand here just in case they're home. He's very much like Korg. Hi. Hi. Yeah, we're talking about you, Doug. The new Saints Row for me was a 5. It totally missed the point of a Saints Row game. Dead Space has just come to Game Pass as well. That was the other one. Callisto Protocol. It's like it turned out to be a shit Dead Space, didn't it? But that came to PS Plus over the last few months. So there has been decent games, but they're not anything that you're gonna like go out and go, fuck yeah, I need to spend 35% more on this pass, baby. Motorsport just launched. There you go. Yeah, Forza Motorsport launched just last week. There you go.
Really? That must have been a very underwhelming.
Yeah, like
launch.
when you've got was it Forza Horizon 5? Is that what it was? Like was Game of the Year conversation stuff, and Forza Motorsport a week later, and we didn't even really know if it came out. I only knew because other people I watch, like Spike and a few others, were playing it, and I thought something's got to have happened for a bunch of people to play it at the same time. To be fair, I went into Spike's stream and didn't mention Forza Motorsport once because he was driving an old school Cosy, like fucking Escort Cosworth kind of thing, and I was like, I'm going to talk about the Escort Cosworth instead of the actual game. So yeah.
Oh yeah, 10th of October. It released. Completely passed me by.
Yeah, new Forza dropped early this month, the start of October. And given the Microsoft Activision merger, I'd expect COD to be on Game Pass at some point soon. Well, that's the thing, though. That's where they can't really do that, though, can they? That was the stuff that was in the Active Blizzard case. It's something like they will guarantee access to PlayStation over the next 10 years, but guaranteeing access whilst giving it away for free on Game Pass, free air quotes, isn't necessarily guaranteeing access. So PlayStation can't give it away on PS Plus, but they can't give it away on Game Pass either. So for they're talking about it remaining a paid game, but probably once it's 12 months out and the next one comes out, it goes free for anyone that wants to play it after the fact. That's probably how it's going to go. But eventually, I reckon, yeah. Cosy, yeah, exactly. Good old Cosy. High on Life was fun. That's on PS now, though, right? That came out to PlayStation after like a while. Activision says some games will come over the next couple of months, but I bet it's titles like Spyro, Crash, Tony Hawk's, and some more CODs. Yeah, there was conversations with Big Philly Spence saying that it'd be nice to see people revisit those, and either if it's not just remaking, not remaking, what's the one that they don't do? So remastering, yeah. So if it's not remastering, it could be remaking, or it could be what they do to bring those titles forward with sequels or so on. So there's a lot there. So within that, even if it's not Call of Duty being free, Microsoft has a big future and doesn't have a big price tag in comparison. I mean, it does over the course of the year. The cost of Game Pass is quite expensive, naturally, but the way that they're positioning themselves, and they're not just hiking stuff up in 135% block. It's pro-consumer in that sort of sense. Even if underneath the costs for Game Pass over a year are quite expensive, the optics of the way that they're doing it are much better, and the way that people perceive things versus the way that things actually are make a big difference. And PlayStation's perception, they don't really care about that perception anymore. This is the same PlayStation that we've mentioned it a million times before, had that, this is how you share games on PlayStation, and you just pass the disc to someone, while our Xbox were talking about digital rights management and stuff. Or how the turntables, like completely different roles now. Xbox are the ones out here with all of the optics and stuff sorting it out. The difference being that, and Phil Spencer, again, to use his quote, said that annoyingly for us, we lost the generation, Xbox 360 and PS3, where, Xbox One, should I say, and PS4 actually it was, because it was after that generation. We lost the generation where people built up their digital libraries, therefore their attachment to video games. So that means Xbox they can't just do some optic stuff for 12 months like PlayStation did and win people over and start a campaign. They have to do the optic stuff for many years and slowly integrate people with things like Game Pass and so on before they can start to fully run with it. So even if Xbox are just a predatory business, you might as well get what you can out of a predatory business to suit yourself, because that's effectively what a predatory business is doing to you. And if Xbox are a predatory business and they want your business, they're going to have to be good to you for the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, whatever it is. You might as well get the best out of them before PlayStation start trying to win you back and so on. So, yeah, 100% enjoy. I'm actually more fussed about the Activision titles that got binned. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remaster was meant to be done, but Activision binned it, even though 1 and 2 banged, and Guitar Hero apparently set to get a revive too, allegedly. Yep. Although Bibby can't stream that because Twitch hates people having fun. It's not Twitch. It's the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA shit, but fuck those guys. COD stuff is banging, but I'd love some of them other titles to get proper love off again. Yeah, I reckon they will, though. Like Phil Spencer said, he'd love to see other people in the business doing that. And that he did very much confirm that he was speaking off the cuff. It wasn't PR approved. It wasn't an announcement of something intent or whatever. It could mean nothing. But if the head of the business has the sentiment that this has value, then that filters down. And that means the thinkers, the mid-level managers and whatever at each individual brand are going, okay, what can we do next year? What are our plans for next year? We've had our big pop. What's next? Someone can go, well, we mentioned Spyro. Can we not do a Spyro? Oh, we've got those Tony Hawk's remasters. We could just remaster Tony Hawk's and have that out in 18 months without as much development time as building something from the ground up. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Nice. Okay, let's go with that. Because they know that if they pass that up the line, people up there are open to the idea. So just saying that, I feel like almost doesn't speak it into existence, but it allows people the space should they want to speak that into existence. So I feel like that sort of stuff will probably come eventually now. Confirmed, OG Fortnite returns 11:03, so 3rd of November. Yeah, 3/11. Yeah. Fuck those guys with their wrong, incorrect dates. I actually saw something on this the other day. That it was the way that Europeans structure the dates is stupid because obviously it was American conversation. And it was like they were like, who says the 3rd of November? Like it's like someone comes up to you and goes like, what are you doing on the 3rd? And you're like, of what month? I'm thinking, that's like saying, what are you doing on Wednesday? It's the same thing. You like the next one is what I'm talking about, unless I specifically say of November. So then I started looking into it, into proper structure. And apparently the entire world uses 0311 for 3rd of November as opposed to America, which uses 1103. So we are right, as is the world. Fuck you.
It's a bit backwards.
Although, if you did want to get into it, there is actually, all the numberists out there will come out, there is actually a different way, a better way of doing it, which is is it like year, then month, then day, or something like the backwards way around or something? We go day, month, year, just because you're going up in a logical size value. I don't know if I'm going to be able to remember it now. Someone said that's like saying... no, I can't remember it. It was something like days, weeks, months, or something, but doing it the other way around or something, and it just sounded stupid. So I was like, yep, I'm happy with that logic. It's the same as units, tens, and hundreds. Exactly. Big Phil said by 2020, if Game Pass is not 30 million, Xbox will be done. Nah. I think the acquisition allows Activision Studios to be about games and not about other stuff again. Yanks go November 3rd, so it does make sense for them to do it backwards. Yeah, but we do November 3rd, and we also do 3rd of November. It's like the way that you'd say it verbally is kind of, you take that with a pinch, because people say yeet rather than throw. But like when you're writing it down, it just seems like the logic of going small, middle, large, bigger still, like to go from November the 3rd of the year just seems weird to me, but it's what I've grown up with. So ethnocentrism for the win. Let's go. It's the same. I don't know that one. In US logic, I can't read that. 1,111 would be £100, 1,000. Yes. I probably agree with the sentiment. I just can't decipher it because there's a comma separator. Was that? It was supposed to be £1, 100.11, right? Right? Yes. I'll go yes. I agree then. Anyway, let's stop the cross-Atlantic divide and jump into another article, which is sticking with PlayStation because, once again, Tito's a big fan. But this time from Ed Nightingale at Eurogamer, PlayStation 5 dashboard updated to show streamable games new icon spotted. So Sony has added a new icon to the PlayStation 5 UI to indicate which games can be streamed. Cloud streaming of PS5 games was recently added for PS Plus Premium subscribers. That just rolls off the tongue. There's nothing like saying PS Plus Premium all the time. Along with the existing PS4, PS3, and PS2 games. Now, alongside this edition, a new icon can be found underneath any game that can be streamed if you're a PS Plus Premium subscriber. Push Square noticed the change, and I checked it myself as per the screenshots below. Cyberpunk 2077, a PS5 game, can now be streamed, as can Nier Replicant, a PS4 game recently added to the catalogue. Both now have a new Cloud and Plus icon next to the game. PS5 streaming began on October 23rd and will be available in the US. It began in Europe on October 23rd and will be in the US from the 30th of October as part of a staggered rollout. There is the Cloud icon on stream for anyone that has not seen that before. But pretty simple addition. What are your thoughts, Mr. Bibb?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of game streaming in general. It's obviously the facilities aren't there for everybody at this moment in time, but having the ability to be able to stream my video games wherever I am, using my phone and my tablet or my laptop, like I've more recently when I've been in the office, been able to sync into my PlayStation 5 that's here, play some Cyberpunk or whatever. Like, it's as long as you've got a decent enough internet connection on both sides, then you're good to go, and I most certainly have. So yeah, I'm all in favor of having this stuff, and it's a nice little inclusion now into your premium subscription. But again, this is exactly why your price is going up. Like, for them to be able to keep on adding stuff like this, they'll have to buy more servers or whatever. Then this obviously comes into play where they need to try and get their money back somehow. Same reason why when Xbox obtained Activision, you knew full well that your price was going to go up because they have just spent $89 billion on bringing that service to their service. So costs will have to be brought in from somewhere, and 99% of the time is from the consumers. But yeah, I love that we're having the ability to be able to do this on both blue and green sides of the video gaming landscape.
One thing I meant to say but didn't say in the last article about the price increase was pound for pound, I would love to see where the money goes. We probably never will. Where the money goes. So if the price has gone up by 35% and you're spending X amount per month for PS Plus, be that essential, extra, or premium, where that money goes, because like we got a PS Plus membership, and we were effectively told that's to cover the cost of your servers, your gaming servers, and the network and stuff. Okay, fair dues. But that came out of nowhere and went from like no pounds to £40 per year. Okay, and now it's like double, triple, quadruple that with a 35% increase on top of that to allow for the additional content, a lot of which, but not exclusively, is first party. So they swallow the costs on that for themselves and then have to pay the external ones. But yeah, so it feels to me like they have a lot of things that they can offer for their own network and their own systems that they're putting the costs out for. Whereas Netflix has to spend on external actors, has to spend on external content and licenses and stuff like that. So I feel like Netflix has a lot of outlay for a service that isn't entirely Netflix content, whereas PlayStation has a lot of content that is their own, and it's not entirely. There's a lot of external third-party content, naturally, Ubisoft games, Activision games, whatever on there. I want to know how much of that is going to other clients, how much of that is going to the services, and then how much of that is profit. Because I just, once again, feel like it's quids in business, baby. Especially when the games that are coming out on that are games that you've already played and bought to death, whereas Xbox are going, here's a brand new experience that nobody's paid for yet. You can have it for free as part of your subscription. PlayStation going, everyone's played this and no one's buying it, so now you can have it for free as part of a subscription. Just once again, just feels like, it's a bit dirty. Yeah. Nice way of trying a game rather than waiting for a long download only for it to be CAC. Unless you've got my internet, then it's gonna be CAC. So
Confirmed.
yeah. Okay, we'll jump off that one. So yeah, if you've got PS Plus Extra or Premium, the ones that give you access to games that can be streamed, you can now see which ones can be streamed at a glance rather than having to click on it and then fiddle around. Nice little UX change. I'm a big fan of that sort of stuff. So it feels small when you're talking about it just after talking about a 35% price increase. So it's a good usability function, but yeah, around a lot of stuff that just doesn't feel balanced. But anyway, we'll move ahead. We'll add a little bit of balance to the gaming console conversation. Speak about Xbox now. For now, though, I'm going to, and I don't mean it this way, but I'm going to put Milo down on the floor.
Oh, dear.
He's trying to get away for that last 5 minutes all the way through that then, so he's gone now. Bye, Milo. Matt Wales at Eurogamer has this article. It says, here's everything featured in the Xbox Partner Preview Showcase. Spooky oil rigs, haunted granny. Wait, what? More? Nice. So there was a lot announced within the Xbox Partner Preview Showcase, which is funny because it kind of came from nowhere, really, and popped. So we'll talk about this now. Go through the article. Microsoft Xbox Partner Preview Showcase might have an exceptionally rubbish name, but don't let that fool you into thinking it's not worth a watch. Excuse me 1 second, I'm going to burp. We're done. Tonight's latest installment was a pretty decent offering all round that, while perhaps not exciting as such, did at least have some interesting reveals. There was the first footage of Konami's Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, a new game from Power Wash Simulator developer Future Lab, and more. And if you're looking for a summary of it, it won't take up 30 minutes of your time, or that won't take up 30 minutes time, then read on. First up, we learned Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth will continue the series' tradition of extravagant side activities when it releases on January 26 next year, giving players the opportunity to manage an entire tropical island in pure Animal Crossing fashion. There's fishing, bug catching, crafting, and a whole lot more, as detailed in the trailer below. I'm not going to hit play on that trailer, but I'm going to keep going. Power Wash Simulator developer Future Lab revealed its new game, Ikara Will Not Die, a spiritual successor to the studio's acclaimed Velocity series that promises satisfying flow-state roguelite action that you can read more about elsewhere. In the first of several... Oh, yes, I'm going to hit play on this one, though. In the first of several gameplay reveals, everyone's gone to the Rapture and Amnesia... A Machine for Pigs developer, The Chinese Room, offered a first proper look at its intriguing, narrative-driven, first-person horror, Still Wakes the Deep. If it's spooky's 70s set North Sea oil rig action that you're after, you've come to the right place. I saw this at Gamescom, and it might even be this exact footage as well. And this was definitely my game of Gamescom, this, by the way. Still Wakes the Deep. If you haven't seen any of this, we saw it in one of the Xbox showcases in the summer, I think. I think it was the Xbox one. And it looked great. I saw it in person. Not only is it scary sort of stuff, but I'm going to mute it just in case there's audio stuff. Not only is it scary stuff, but you don't actually have weapons. So it's not a shooter. It's a psychological mess with your brain sort of thing. You're not meant to be fighting. You're meant to be smart, avoiding things, listening to the narrative and the story. So that's already pretty cool because it's not about button bashing and infinite rounds of ammo. But also, it's set in the 70s off the coast of Scotland, and it has Scottish banter and football humour in it from the very little bit that I saw, which is a win for me. So, yeah, very, very much excited to play this game. I very much will be playing this game when it comes out.
This was one that I remember, like you've just alluded to there. You was on the show floor, being able to watch it, and you told me that it was definitely one that needs to be on our radar.
Yeah, 100%.
That's rich coming from you. Do you know what I mean?
The show. I like the way you use radar as well because it's set on an oil rig. You know, it's out at sea. Yeah, nice. Okay, I'll pause that there. You can obviously we'll give the link to the article if anyone wants to go on through and watch the trailers. But Still Wakes the Deep still remains something that we are excited about. As does this. Developer Teon's Robocop Rogue City is, somewhat surprisingly, shaping up to be a pretty good time, as Eurogamer's Chris Tapsell found out recently. And with its 2nd of November release on Xbox Series X and S, PS5 and PC almost upon us, we've now been given a fresh look at its gameplay, including a face-off against the powerful Ed 209. It's funny, this game. because we first saw it and it was pretty much erection station. Let's go. RoboCop, fucking all of the all over the top, the OTT, OCP action. Yes, please. Sign up for a good time, not necessarily a great time. That's kind of what I thought about it. And then we saw some gameplay, and I'm like, oh, okay, sign up for a good time, hopefully. And we saw it looked a bit clunky. I'm going to be honest, like the last bits we saw looked clunky, but everything I've seen about it recently, like from people that have like released preview content, I don't know if it's full review content or if it's preview or not, are like, do you know what? If you take it for what it is, this is actually a ridiculously good game. So I'm excited for it again now. I went up and then down and I'm back up again.
Yeah, I shown you in the office dinner a video of, I don't know, like you say, I don't know whether or not it was someone who had the ability to play it, showcase it beforehand, and you just see RoboCop just absolutely destroying everybody, but then shoot someone at the bottom of the bottom of the stairs. They kind of walk to the top of the stairs to then fall over the banister. Which I thought was funny. It's not something that's going to annoy me. It's not a multiplayer game. It's a single player game. I think it's going to be one playthrough and you've had your fill kind of thing. I don't think it's going to be the longest game in the world. If anything, it's going to be like the Terminator game that got released maybe 2 years ago. That was actually a really, really good game. So I think it's going to be kind of like that. It wouldn't surprise me if that's where they got the idea from in the first place. So yeah, I am looking forward to seeing more of this.
I could be wrong, but I don't know if it was Teon or if it was just Nacon, but I'm pretty sure the developer has done similar games before. I don't know whether it was the Terminator game or if it was something else. I feel like it was. I feel like it's the same developer living the same sort of thing. 80s action thrown in. I could be wrong. I could be mixing my games up here, so do feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you might be spot on with that. Okay, next one. Another one that caught Chris Tapsell's eye, developer Microbird's Dungeons of Hinterberg, in which players socialise and dungeon dive across once sleepy Austrian mountain resort that gives the game its name, is due out next year with the Day One Game Pass launch included. Its latest Xbox showcase appearance offered a closer look at the social aspects driving around the game, because success in Dungeons of Hinterberg requires more than just a pointy sword. I'm gonna hit play on it. Interesting. Instantly don't feel like this is a me sort of game, but yeah, if anybody else plays it, let me know, because I'm always open to the idea that things that don't look like my kind of games could be my kind of games now. Because there's been a few of those over the years where I've thought, it just doesn't look like a Graham game, and then I'm like, ooh, this could be a Graham game. So yeah. Moving ahead, though, Spirit of the North 2 was mostly a surprise because I've never heard of Spirit of the North 1, but I am now wiser and certainly intrigued to learn about the series' foxy, visually striking adventures. This time around, players take control of a new lead fox who's partnered with a flying companion. There's no release date for Spirit of the North 2, but it's coming soon. Have you seen this one, Bib?
Yeah, it's not for me.
It's very nice. Very artistic, but I also haven't heard of Spirit of the North 1, so we'll move on. This one naturally speaks volumes because, well, we're working on this game, so take everything that we say now with a pinch. For confirmation, we do work with Konami. We are a paid client of Konami as Jelly Media, so this is all spawn and hashtag ad and hashtag all sorts of things. Now, we aren't paid to commentate on this socially at all, but we did want to get that disclosure out there just so people know. Metal Gear Solid Triangle, which is Delta, by the way, Snake Eater, is the previously announced Metal Gear Solid. Nice.
This is bullshit. Rigged.
This is rigged. Is the previously announced Metal Gear Solid 3 remake from Konami's internal development team. We haven't heard all that much about it since unveiling back in May, but tonight's Xbox Showcase offered up first in-game footage, including a little bit of gameplay. The good news? It looks okay. What are your thoughts, Mr. Bibb?
I don't think it looks okay, Graham. I think this looks fucking amazing. And I've seen people criticising it already, as they are going to be able to do, or as they probably want to do. But I think it looks absolutely stunning. And I will go on record and say that Metal Gear Solid 3 is not anywhere close to being my favourite Metal Gear Solid. We had this discussion last time we was on the Scoop. I will forever be Sons of Liberty. But I am going to be giving Metal Gear Solid 3 the time of day this time round, obviously with the Metal Gear Collection Volume 1 that's now available now in all good retailers. I'll be giving that a proper run through. I just think it came out at a time in my life where I just wasn't that interested in going full stealth anymore. I wanted something a bit different. I feel like playing it now might convince me that it's actually a fantastic game, but you know, visually this remake is going to be something else. Like, not only are we going to be, I had this conversation with Luke in the office saying that I think people wanted Metal Gear Solid 3 that's in the Master Collection to be what we get in with Delta, but obviously it is just a port of the PlayStation 2 version, so the controls are going to be wild. Like, this is going to be 15-year-old controls that nowadays just not up to standard. Do you know what I mean? It's not 2023 controls. I think people was expecting the PlayStation, the Resident Evil 4 type game that we got, where it was brand new 2023 controls, very modernized. The way that it plays is very modern. But if you go back and play the original the original Resident Evil 4 on your PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 4 version that came out, it's ass. Like, the controls are horrific. It's so difficult to get back into, and that's coming from someone who obviously played a hell of a lot of Resident Evil 4 back in the day. If you grin and bear what you're going to be getting with Snake Eater 3, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, then you're probably going to have a great time. But this is going to be something completely different. This is going to be getting the Resident Evil 4 treatment with obviously new control schemes and the way that it plays and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm super looking forward to what we're going to be getting with Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Yeah, very much so. Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my favorite games of all time. So I did like the things like the stealth stuff. I like the fact that it wasn't just a case of getting a cardboard box or getting a locker, which we'd been used to from Metal Gear Solids before that. I did like the fact that you had different camouflages that you could equip for different environments, and that would increase your percentage camouflage, which meant things like, obviously, different lighting, different distances, you were still invisible and so on. So I like that depth. I like the fact that there was all of the fact that you could not just kill stuff, you could stun stuff and capture stuff. Like, you could throw down little traps to capture live animals, which you could then eat later on, and so on. Which some things, almost like survival games these days, some things would...
Okay, survive.
Yeah, no. Some things would... reboost.
That's how you know we're not paid for.
Yeah.
Isn't it? With the way that you just absolutely slag off Metal Gear Survive.
So the fact that you could eat certain things, and like you could eat actual snacks, like you'd find packets of noodles and you'd eat those, and you'd be like, my God, these are amazing. But then you'd eat like a frog and you'd be like, oh, and you'd get fucking ill and you'd have to heal yourself and all that sort of stuff. Love that sort of stuff. And different animals you'd like, different animals you wouldn't like, sort of stuff, and you only knew by like trial and error which ones you could keep. And then you could like kill an alligator, which then you could chop up into being like loads of different bits of alligator meat, which was really good for getting your health back. But you had it for too long, it'd spoil and go off, so you'd have to get rid of that to get new stuff to it. And I loved the depth of that sort of stuff, which is why I'm probably open to the idea of survival games like fucking Daisies and Scums and whatever else they might be. But I've never found some
in a while.
Scum, but I've never found something that properly hits that itch like Daisy does, in terms of it doesn't look dissimilar from a Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater game. It's got woodlands, it's got forests, it's got wild animals, and it's got all that sort of stuff. It's just a bit clunky. So if we got a modern Daisy, then yeah, give me that. But yeah, super high.
It does baffle me that, by the way.
What?
That obviously Daisy was just like a mod for, PUBG was a mod for Daisy, and I imagine it probably plays the same. But you're saying that it comes across as clunky.
It's
when I think PUBG is the clunkiest game in the world.
It's clunky because it's old, though, is what I mean. Yeah. Like Daisy, if it had a proper menu overhaul, and if it had a proper in-game physics overhaul, like you look at what, like the player movements, and it's very rare that we get to say this, but the player movements on PUBG are better than DayZ, and that's saying something.
He's waited for this for 5 years.
But then you look at
managed to squeeze it in.
Yeah, exactly. You look at the player movements of Call of Duty, and the way it's over the top, it's super fast and whatever, but it's beautiful. You look at the way a player moves and vaults and this, that, and the other in Call of Duty, it just works, and it doesn't just work on PUBG. Sometimes you'll run and jump at a ledge and your guy goes, I'm going to turn around in midair. Why? I don't know. So then you fall to your fucking death kind of thing. Or you've got a parachute that you can pull out when it wants to. As long as you're over, let's say it's 15 foot, whatever the cutoff line is, on fucking Call of Duty, you can pull your parachute out. PUBG, it goes, well, flip a coin. It's like, what the fuck? Ah! But yeah, so that's PUBG. DayZ's like that, but worse kind of thing. There's still all sorts of bugs and bits that have been fixed. They fixed a lot of the things like... Yeah.
I think that was the last one I think that's the one that you enjoyed the most.
Yeah.
Brewski.
So State of Decay 2. There we go. Almost said something else in there, but nice. State of Decay 2. Very much looking forward to that if that ever comes around. Obviously, that's been stuck in development hell. 3, yeah, should I say? That's been stuck in development hell because of studio beef and unrest and so on. So DayZ's still in early access or fully out. I think they hit their full 1.0, but it still not enough to bring people
it still
back.
Looks like it's early access.
Yeah,
it's
which
still not the best.
You can see people playing it fully ramped to the tits and modded, and it looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, there is an incredible experience in there, but it's kind of like PUBG now in the fact that it's an incredible experience that could have been world changing. But isn't. The thing with PUBG is someone else took the world-changing experience and did it for them, and then another one did it as well, and PUBG still kind of didn't. So, yeah. Anyway, jumping back into this, so let me bring this article back up on the screen, scroll down to where we were. So we just got up to Snake Eater. Yeah, very much looking forward to this. Do you know what? UE5 looks fucking amazing. The only things I will say, and this is where I will offer balanced opinion, is... not the biggest fan of the water mechanics there, like him wading through the water. But it's obviously early, so take that with a pinch. But the rest of it looks phenomenal. Especially where is it? There's a bit where you see like a bird. Have it been on? Must have been past it possibly.
I think when you see him get out of the water as well, or out of the mud, and you see the mud just starting to like drip off him and stuff. Awesome.
And I love the fact that it's this sort of almost over the top, super dramatized cliff edge that we're looking at here, about 1:13 in. But that's true to what the video game was back then, but is gorgeous. So very much looking forward to this. Very much looking forward to that. Next up, Manor Lords is a strategy game that sees players attempting to rustle up a thriving medieval town. It promises in-depth city building, large-scale tactical battles, plus complex economic and social simulations. And if you like that sort of things, okay, which I do, even if I prefer my game to look a little bit less like a damp weekend in Wales, it's launching on PC on 25th April next year. It's also a Day 1 Game Pass release. It looks really good for people that would like this sort of game. It's not my sort of game, but it looks cool. And Day 1 Game Pass, nice. This is more my sort of thing. And Sheep was talking about this in the stream the other night. We obviously gave out beta codes for this a few months ago, but the finals really does look quite smashing with its eye-popping destruction physics, and developer Embark Studio has announced that its free-to-play team-based competitive shooter will be holding a cross-platform open beta for Steam, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5 from tomorrow, which was yesterday, right through to the 5th of November. So if you want to play this, do give it a go. Tito played it. Obviously, I think he had issues with it on his laptop or something, he was saying at that point in time, but it looks fucking gorgeous. It really does. And it's got physics that are either going to be stupid and annoy the feck out of me and stop me playing it, or are going to be like game changers. Like there's like a foam sort of gun that you can use to like throw up a wall in front of you, or you can use it to like throw up some big fecking ramp, almost like the Silver Surfer surfs across fucking building to building or whatever. You can use this foam gun to make it so that you can traverse quickly out of trouble or quickly into a fight and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that can either be game changing or just take too far away from the gunplay. And the only way you can find that out is to try it for a good chunk of time.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks fucking phenomenal. It looks really, really good. So
yeah. It's a modern God rest his soul. Jesus, why I forgot his bloody my favorite battle royale game ever.
Radical Heights.
Radical Heights. Yes, it's just a modern Radical Heights, isn't it? Just in first person rather than third. It's got that game show feel to it when you shoot people that like burst into money and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna get along with this game
Spin
extremely
to win. Spin to win. For anyone that can hear this music, by the way, that is the Radical Heights theme tune. Bibby can't hear it, but it's just that's for the best. To be fair, Bibby would be in tears if you could hear that by now. But yes, there you go. The finals out right now. So if you've got any platform, you can get involved in the beta. The beta is around for a week or so. So if you want to play some games, jump in. What's up?
I'm thinking I might play this tonight.
What, the finals?
Yeah.
Ooh, I think you should.
About it, Graham,
I think you should. I think you should. I want to see it. I want to see it being played. Tito wants to play it as well. He says it's very much team game, but do not try playing it without two mates. There you go. You,
okay.
Tito, get Sheep Fragger out. Oosh, 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 oosh. Easy dubs.
Easy.
Next up, and I'm actually quite excited about this. But one of those, I say excited. Excited is probably an overhyped word, but I am interested in this. Ark Survival Ascended. So developer studio Wildcard's controversial remake of Dino Survival hit Ark Survival Evolved popped up during tonight's Xbox Partner preview to give viewers a first look at some gameplay. That's certainly a late reveal considering the game enters Steam Early Access today, or at least should have done. It's still nowhere to be seen, hours after the announcement at the time of writing. What Wildcard didn't mention during the showcase is that Xbox Series X and S and PS5 versions have been delayed to November. So this interests me. I've never played Ark Survival Evolved, but a UE5 remake of it across multi-platforms gives me a chance to live what people have absolutely adored for, what is it, like a decade-ish, give or take? I mean, I'm a big fan of dinosaurs anyway. The dino mechanics do and don't look the greatest, depending on what moment you look at it in. Some you think that looks really cool. Some you think, ooh. But it gives me an opportunity to try this. So, yeah, like I say, excited is probably too strong a word, but I am excited to see this and give this a try finally, because I have never played it, and I know a lot of people have spent many hours and enjoyed it very much. Next up, and this one naturally finished with a bang, don't you, is what better way to celebrate than Alan Wake 2's impending release today, Friday 27th October, then with a bit of song and some footage of an FBI agent harassing a haunted granny. Exactly. Please enjoy. I still haven't played Alan Wake. I didn't do the Fortnite experience for Alan Wake, but I very much want to play through Alan Wake so I can play Alan Wake 2, because it looks like very much my kind of game. It's got the right level of story, the right level of emotive attachment, the right level of creepiness, jump scares, and also, I'm going to say the right level, I mean the very top end level of it looks fucking stunning. So yes, please. If anyone wants a good game to play for Halloween and you've played the first Alan Wake, then Alan Wake 2 is out today. So yeah, you probably couldn't go very far wrong with that.
VGC.
Is it? Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me just bring up the tagline that they put with it. Obviously, I didn't want to put it in the story for today, because it obviously was included here. All you need to know, essentially. But Alan Wake 2 is a confident, groundbreaking thriller. 5 stars. Over on VGC.
Love to see it. It looks fucking amazing. It looks. Yep. You look at it, and what I see when I'm looking at it is HBO video game. So it's like HBO TV, like that level of quality and seriousness, and well thought through, but in a video game. And it's obviously within the Control universe. Obviously, Remedy make the game. It's they're not like directly linked in that sort of sense, but they are in the same universe. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, it's fucking yeah, you've got a bunch of stuff to go at there. From Alan Wake 2, Control, a lot to go at. So, yeah, strong way to
Brilliant
finish.
writing, incredible visuals, and genuinely scary. Remember, this sequel is better than many thought was possible. Now, if that's not a write-up to try and get you enticed to play Alan Wake, then I genuinely don't know what is. Alan Wake 1 is genuinely one of my favourite games of all time. It's one of those games, right, that if I was sat on the sofa, Samantha would be all over, like should be heavily invested in the storyline. It's basically like playing out a Stephen King novel, and if anyone's ever read any Stephen King novels, then you're in for a good time. That's essentially like what this is basically playing through. It's an unreal game. I can't wait to play the second one.
It is an Unreal Engine 5, mate. Nice. Alan Wake from Finland. Alan Wake's not from Finland. It's no Finnish. It's 28. Yeah. I listened to the one of the lead devs. It might even be the lead dev on Alan Wake on one of the kind of podcasts a few weeks ago, and like you could tell the passion in his voice. He wasn't like necessarily a PR guy. He's clearly been around for 30 odd years or whatever. So he's learned a thing or two about PR, but you could clearly tell he had that Finnish thing of not having a filter kind of thing, so he just said stuff how it was.
No.
Yeah, exactly. But it was beautiful because you could just tell what he was saying he meant, sort of thing. Like it was like they kind of, if you watch TV or listen to interviews or whatever it is, you will, and someone's guest spotting, usually they're there to take part, but also to sell something. You watch fucking The Rock pops up on Graham Norton, it's because he's got a new film coming out and he wants you to buy tickets for it. It's part of the press thing. That's what it's about. But he's also there to tell you funny things about his life and make him endearing and that sort of stuff. But go and watch his film, spend some money. And this guy, they basically built up to the. So what would you recommend people? What game would you recommend people to go out? And that's usually where people go, look, if you've not played the first Alan Wake, don't worry, we'll give you a recap and this, that, and the other, and so on in this game. So just make sure you buy Alan Wake 2. That's all you need to do. One game and you're in. And this guy, you could tell from his passion, he was just like, fucking play all of them. They're all amazing. Fucking just the first one's great. You can play that one. If you don't want to play that one, the second one's there. You can play that one because it'll tell you what. It was just like, it was good. It was good. It wasn't PR ready answers. It wasn't the quick clean. Just buy the game. You'll be fine. It was. Do you know? I've made them all. They're all fucking wonderful. Play them all. So yeah, nice. Okay, enough about the Xbox partner preview showcase majigger thingy do wop de hickey. We'll jump into this one, which is not too far away. This is still with Xbox by Rory Young at Game Rant, and it says Xbox Game Pass Ultimate reveals new game for April 2024. So a new day one game is confirmed for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate to launch in April 2024, giving gamers a new title to look forward to next year. Do you know what? I didn't even read that's what we were talking about. I thought it was a Game Pass Ultimate update in terms of what games are coming to it. What a contrast we have in this showcase. We have prices going up 35% for PlayStation, and then you've got a little icon on your dashboard. Oh, that's great! To an Xbox partner showcase preview majigger thing. Also, free games coming for you next year. It's just the optics are so different between PlayStation and Xbox right now. It's painful. It's painful. But this is published 2 days ago. So Man of Lords, a highly anticipated medieval strategy game, will be released on April 26, 2024 as a day one Xbox Game Pass Ultimate release for PC users. The early access version of Man of Lords will feature city building, army management, battles, territory claims, and limited modes and scenarios, with a full launch expected to expand upon these. And the inclusion of Man of Lords in the Xbox partner preview event highlights Microsoft's focus on PC games and the impression made by this niche medieval strategy game. So we did see this. We saw the video for this. This is the one that goes, this looks cool, not my sort of game. But it's there we go. I'll play it again. There we go. It's the optics of it. It looks beautiful. It's not my sort of game. I'm not really bothered about like building these worlds to let people fight it out. But it's the fact that Xbox has realized this is a niche. This is a niche that's not... The thing with a niche, by definition, is small. It's not the mainstream. But niches can be massive. Today's niche is tomorrow's mainstream. Battle Royale was niche just 7 years ago. And I don't think this is that, but the fact that Xbox is committed to tapping into these niches on PC, uniting the PC and console player bases, and giving console players something that PC players are more used to, which is free access to it on day one. Yeah, big wins. So the optics are completely different. What are your thoughts on this, Mr. Bibb?
Yeah, I mean, this is. I do like these types of games. Do I think that this is the type of game that Xbox are banking on to be their next Starfield?
Yes. Oh wait, no, sorry.
I mean, we all know that's not going to be right? But obviously, that's essentially what they're trying to build up to. Like, for me, I think it's extremely difficult for them to be able to try and top what Starfield's doing for them over there now. Obviously, there's a massive elephant in the room here that says if a new Call of Duty comes out, that might do it. But as we've gone over before, the likelihood that a brand new Call of Duty game heading straight onto Game Pass day one is very unlikely, in my personal opinion. Obviously, despite what we're seeing with Starfield, so I don't know. I mean, I do feel like turn-based games and city building is making a massive comeback. Like RTS games, especially card RTS games, are making a massive comeback. Do I think that this is going to be the one that brings them in? I hope so. I can't see it personally, but it does look like a cool concept for a game. So I suppose we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Xbox. I don't know what it is that they're smoking over there, but I want some of that shit.
Yeah, it's for me. It's just I keep using the word optics. It's the way it looks from the outside, but the overall package. So what have we got on PlayStation? We have, and don't get me wrong, the optics aren't entirely bad. You have the PS5, the best-selling next-gen console out there. You have Spider-Man 2, the fastest-selling game on that next-gen console since it was brought out, and probably my most hyped game of the year in terms of ones that I definitely know I will play and I will commit to playing. So it's not all bad for PlayStation, but it's just the general brand affinity. If you're super attached to Spider-Man, you're probably having a good time right now. If Spider-Man isn't your jam, and there's a lot of people that don't like Marvel sort of stuff like that, you're like, oh, great, my price has gone up 35%. And I've had Saints Row. Like I said, me and Bib, not bad, but who was it in the chat? Who was it we were saying before? Was it Mecha Robots? I think it was. I can't remember. It might have been Mecha Robots. If it wasn't...
Ads has finished it as well. I think he had something to say about it. Obviously, as and when that came, when he was around, but I'm sure he actually enjoyed playing the game as well.
What, Saints Row?
Yeah,
the thing with, like, wasn't Saints Row made near ads? Like, was it made in Nottingham or something like that? I could be wrong.
I think so.
But not that that's a bad thing, but I'm saying, like, we are close to it, so we're going to like it. Ads is close to it, so he's going to like it in that sort of sense. It's got local tie-in. But a lot of people didn't like it, is what I'm saying. So if that's what they've got, like, holding up Game Pass and stuff like that, you're looking then beyond that. There's still some good stuff coming. We know Wolverine is coming. So yeah, PlayStation's got some good stuff, whereas Xbox are like, yeah, we're bringing back these options to allow you to get 3 years of the service for cheap as fuck, not just putting the price up for 35%. Next year, we're already booking in games that are going to be coming to you for free as part of the service that you're already subscribed to. Nice. PlayStation, it's like, oh, well, at some point over the next year, you will be able to spend 80 quid again on a game. All right, and what else is there? No, that's the plans that we've got so far.
Wild.
I mean, other than that,
go on.
you can buy a slim version of the console that already exists that you've only just been able to get hold of because of the supply restraints on it. But you can then buy a drive that has all sorts of fucking longevity concerns that we were talking about on the scoop the other day. If you missed that, go check it out. So Xbox are doing great right now, are doing great in the future, are setting things up further forward. And I feel like, and this could be Jim Ryan not being there for the long haul. We all know Jim Ryan is about to leave PlayStation. Who replaces him? What does the future look like? If you don't know who's going to be leading the ship, how can you be set on where the ship is going? So I feel like, for me, I'm getting a smell of the direction of PlayStation right now, possibly linked to Jim Ryan, we don't know where we're going. Whereas Xbox, they have their ducks in a row, the proverbial ducks. They know where they're going. They know what the plan is. And it looks and smells good to gamers on the outside. PlayStation, it's like, okay, we occasionally get to eat good, but tomorrow I'm not sure. So we'll see.
Yeah, mate, I'm just looking at the games that have come out this year. I'm trying to rack my brain now. I'm not very good at being put on the spot with a lot of things, but I'm trying to rack my brain around bigger games that have come out. Like the Game of the Year awards, has it been as close as it's gonna be this year? Like I'm looking at the games: Starfield, Diablo 4, Dead Space, Baldur's Gate 3, Hogwarts Legacy, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake. Like we have been eating good this year when it's come to video games. Like it's genuinely been an unbelievable year. I'm sure there's 1,000,001 games that I have missed out of there.
Zelda. Talk shows are mute. Just said.
Zelda.
Ads as well. Yeah.
Zelda as well. Yeah. Completely missed that one out. And then obviously Cyberpunk. I don't know whether or not it's going to get another shout out considering it's a massive update.
Star Wars Jedi. Was that this year? Or did you say that one? I don't know if you...
No, I didn't, but I thought that was November last year.
I thought it was like April this year, but I could have been wrong. I could be. No, I'm pretty sure it is this year.
I'm probably more likely to be wrong with that one then. So, but yeah, like I can't remember another year where it's been as amazing as this. I felt like someone will go, well, it's
2009, mate. Yeah,
you fucking idiot. But yeah,
28th of April, 2023.
Insane.
Nailed on.
My game.
28th of April 2023, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I only know because I was going to play it because it was one of my most anticipated games of the year. Here we are 6 months later and I've still not played it. What a surprise.
How far are you in the battle pass with PUBG, G?
There isn't one.
Great.
Yes. Someone told me the other day, I don't know if it's true or not, it's going to be 8 weeks until PUBG gets its next actual content in it. They've got KFC crossover, so you go into a KFC restaurant and get meds, which is fine. You do that once. Oh, I've been to KFC. Great. But then beyond that, they've got a new version of the main map and not really anything to do. So it's liberating, to be fair, because I don't have daily missions. There'll probably be daily login shit. So I'll log in every day, turn it off, and then I can finish all these other games that I've not got coming. So nice. Schkock! Yes, he's shocked. Okay, we'll wrap things up there. Welcome in Talk Shows Unmuted, though, by the way. Hey, how you doing? So, yes, Xbox is doing a great job. It is very, very much so. I mean, PlayStation is not doing a bad job. Let's be frank. I just wanted to highlight the differences between the two. PlayStation's had a great year, like Bibby talked about. We as gamers have had a phenomenal year. Like there's I don't know if it's 2008, 2009, or 10, and then about 2013. There are two different years that people always talk about as being like the best years of gaming. There was one each end of like a 5-year gap, and then obviously we kind of got the COVID sort of era and stuff like that, and things started to drop off, and things got delayed, and probably as a result of that COVID era, with things getting delayed and so on, everything fell in this 12 months period. So 2023 for gamers as a whole, not just FPS shooters and not just RTS players or whatever it is, people as a whole have been absolutely treated to a bookended year of video games, and not just bookends with something that starts, something at the end, but every month, bangers after bangers after bangers. Some things have missed, some things have dropped off, but there has been more than enough to pick. You all right there, babe? You all right?
It sounds like... Is it outside? One sec.
Do you know what? While Bibby finds that, I will jump into the next article. He's got the voices again. He can hear voices.
Hey, this is the freakiest shit ever. It sounds like a kid screaming. It's like, have I forgot about Joseph? No, he's in nursery. Like, it's bizarre. I know there's a kid that lives next door to us, but I'm in the other side of the house, and surely I cannot be hearing him shout and scream.
Do you know what? There was a very brief second where I heard like sort of noise, and it could have been out like a squeaky chair, and it was like once, to the point where I wouldn't have ever noticed it if you wouldn't have just said that then. So
yeah, like if you can hear that coming through there, then it must be. I don't know if it's outside the house or what, but it is loud.
Yeah, Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll wrap things up so Bibby can go and stop a murder. So next and final article then on the Scoop. This is written by Morgan Park, Lincoln Carpenter, and the rest of the team over at PC Gamer. As always, we wrap things up with exclamation mark FF in the chat. That is Free Game Friday. And this week, October 26th, which was yesterday, about 6 p.m., 4 p.m., somewhere around that sort of window. I can't remember exactly where. Through to November the 2nd. Whoop. Friday. Nice. The games for free right now are The Evil Within 2 and Tandem: A Tale of Shadows. Obviously, we did tell you last Friday that The Evil Within 1 was free, and they followed that up with a sequel this week. So if you grabbed last week's game, make sure you grab this week's as well, just to keep them in your library. But we'll go through the text. As always, they usually write a good bit of a paragraph on these games, so let's see what they say. Two very different brands of spookiness in our Epic Store freebies in the run-up to Halloween this week. First, a follow-up sequel to one of last week's offerings with The Evil Within 2, which sees Detective Sebastian Castellanos re-enter his own special survival horror pocket dimension to try and save his daughter. Also on offer is Tandem: A Tale of Shadows, a puzzle platformer in a gentler genre of horror featuring a young girl and her living teddy bear as they explore a haunted manor. That was pretty straightforward that this week. There wasn't as much characters they usually write in, but there you go. The Evil Within 2 and Tandem: A Tale of Shadows available right now. That'll last until the 2nd of November, where they will be replaced by Fist, Forged in Shadow Torch, and Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion.
I'm sure that's on Game Pass. I'm sure it's on Game Pass.
Okay.
Right, this is definitely one of them games that's on Steam that's like overwhelmingly positive.
What
Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. Right, please tell me it's on Steam. It has to be. There we go. Rating 10 out of 10 out of 6,694 reviews.
What?
Over on Steam.
What? Turnip Boy... I'm clicking on it.
Overwhelmingly positive. I knew it. These weird games, man. They're just the weirdos that are on Steam just fucking lap this. Bamba will be one of the guys that have written a review for this. I'm telling you.
It looks like if anyone knows what Weeble stuff is, like Weeble and Bob sort of stuff. Everyone loves a magical Trev. Yeah. Now we've got 2D top down sort. Yeah, Bamba would love this anyway. Just by that. So, Turnip Boy Commits. Do you know it actually looks really good? It actually looks really good. As stupid as it all is, it looks really good. So there you go. That's free next week. So you can get your Halloween fill with The Evil Within and stuff, and then you can be a turnip committing tax evasion and stuff.
Sing us out, Graham. We Weeble and Bob.
Nope. Everyone loves magical Trevor because the things that he does are ever so clever. Look at him now, disappearing a cow. Okay, there's that one, and then what's the other one? I can't remember. I can't remember. Anyway, we'll finish things up there. We've had enough Weeble stuff. We are going to wrap things up. Thank you, everyone that joined us. That's the one. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Give it a lick. It tastes just like raisins. With one tug of his mane, he turns into a plane, and he turns back again when you tug on his winky. Oh, that's dirty. Yeah. There you go. Nice.
Do you remember it then? Yeah.
No, it's just kind of, just off the top of my head, a little bit, or whatever. But yeah, we are going to finish things up. Just give you a reminder of the news that we went through. First off, everyone loves Magical Trevor because the things that he does are ever so clever. Also, Sony has defended its decision to raise PlayStation Plus prices by 35%, whilst also adding a little icon to its dashboard to let you know if you can stream a game rather than downloading it. Xbox, meanwhile, have been out here literally moving mountains. Well, not literally, but, figuratively, by holding the partner preview showcase, which had bangers like Alan Wake 2, Metal Gear Solid Triangle, Snake Eater, and a few other things in there too that look pretty nice, so do feel free to check that out. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate within that confirmed that Manor Lords will be coming free to the service next year in 2024, so not only is the bangers coming, but some of them you get free day one, day and day, which is what you love to see. And freebies is exactly what we finished up with The Evil Within 2 and Tandem: A Tale of Shadows, both available now on Epic Game Store. So if you have an Epic Game account, make sure you go and redeem those games. And next week, come back so you can get yourself Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, because who wouldn't want a bit of that? And that's it for us. We are going to disappear. We are going to raid one of our friends. Please sit still. Join the raid. Badger, mushroom. Exactly, yeah, exactly. We all know. We all grew up on the internet. We know this stuff. So yeah, stick around for the raid.
Your Ed for the rest of the day.
I'm going to make sure I keep Magical Trevor in there. Everyone loves Magical Trevor. Okay. Before we do the raid, is there anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Bib?
Yes, thank you very much to each and every one of you that has joined us for our shows this week. We will definitely be doing some shows again next week, but at what time? I know we know the time, but we're not necessarily sure the date. So if you want to help shape any of the shows that we're going to be doing next week, there's two ways to do so. First of all, find us on social media. This is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. Did we do 3 shows this week, by the way? Did we do one on Wednesday?
I think we did, and we were talking about doing a 4-day show, but we didn't actually end up doing the Thursday one. So we did a 3-day show week.
Monday though, didn't we? So we did 3 this week. So it's 50% more than we usually do.
Yeah.
Everybody wins. I've been thinking about that this entire time since you mentioned it this morning. But yeah, all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and opinions. We will then give you our thoughts and opinions on the very next show, which will be at what time? At some point next week, Mr. Graham Day.
Oh fuck! I'm trying to play Magical Trevor, and I'm just firing out adverts over the stream now. So fuck's sake, it's gone now. 10 a.m.-ish, maybe, probably ish.
This is the most professional podcast in the world, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know why that is?
No one even comes close.
Do you know why that is? That is because
everyone loves Magical Trevor, 'cause the tricks that he does are ever so clever.
Okay, listen for that. Sorry, I don't want to get strikes from Weeble stuff. Everyone loves Magical Trevor because the things that he does are ever so clever. And tell you what is clever, sticking around for this raid, so we go pass some love onto one of our friends, and then joining us for the next episode of The Scoop. Joining Bibby tonight, which could be for a little bit of the finals action, and joining me tomorrow for some PUBG fun times. Until then, though, have yourselves a beautiful weekend. And until next time, stay frosty.